Today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is September 21st, 2018, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, just two events coming out of Canada, monthly CPI number and monthly core retail sales coming out at 2:30 South African time. We'll take a look at the Canadian dollar. But first, let's just take an overview of what's been happening in the markets. Indices pushed higher, the JSE, the DAX, powered by the Dow. Okay, now the Dow we mentioned yesterday continues its strength on the upside, and it made new highs for the year yesterday. Okay, very, very important to note that it made new highs for the year. That means things are pushing higher. Okay, if they're buying it at 26,700, that means that it's not going to 26,800, it's going to 27,500. Okay, so that's something to take into consideration. Might not happen today or tomorrow, but that's a general trend, right? That's a trend upwards. Now the dollar has been weaker across the board because of that. As the index goes up, dollar goes down. Euro plays catch up yesterday, and GBP leads the pack on the upside. And let's take a look at the markets and see what's been happening. So the one that's been deceiving is the Euro USD. It looked like it was really weak yesterday. It didn't look like it was going to go higher. And sure enough, it broke that 1705-ish level and then just perked up above our resistance of 1743. Now the next real resistance level, 118.19. Okay, so this is a colossal retracement from the downside. Okay, and it kind of looks like a upside down head and shoulder formation right there. That's your head, that's one shoulder, that's your second shoulder. A little bit lower, but not a perfect formation. But nevertheless, it is on the up. Okay, now it does have a little bit of resistance area right here, so just be aware of that. However, if we do continue to push up higher, especially if the GBP pushes up higher, this may continue to play catch up. GBP USD making highs of 32.73 above this resistance level. And this is what we mentioned the other day, is that it's been holding off this nice trend. Okay, if you look at the moving averages, really didn't break the between the retracements of the 14-day and the 30-day moving averages, but never really breaking the 30-day moving average and really sustaining that current hold yesterday. We mentioned yesterday that it looked like it was going to correct itself right here, but then it didn't. It made new highs and pushed up even higher. Now this is all being propelled by the Dow Jones. Okay, so if we jump just to the Dow right now, this is a daily chart of the Dow. Now right back up here was the correctional move that we had back in February. Okay, this was the massive sell-off that we had from 26,000 to 23,000. Okay, and then we traded within this range for a very long time. I'm finally breaking it up higher at 25,790-ish level right there, and then that retracing back to support level right there. And we mentioned this, we really mentioned this, I'm stressing this. I'm not patting myself on the back here, but this is why you've got to do the work day to day, because you wait for the time that it's really a home run. And this last trade from 26,000 up to 26,700-ish level, that's a 700-point level move on the upside, and that means that there's some momentum that can continue on the upside. Now, it could be 100 points, 200 points, what have you. And this is really because of the banks, because of the backbone of the U.S. economy is very strong. Okay, now if we look at the DAX played catch up yesterday, also pushing up higher to 12,337. Some of this having to do with some of it, in the back of the news, things are settled down with North Korea and the United States. That's all fine and dandy, but you look at the graph and they're telling you a story, and that's what you got to read. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, we're faltering here. Okay, we're not breaking out higher where we should be. Now, this may really be because this may play catch up another time. Okay, and that's something that the markets do. Sometimes the Dow is in play, sometimes the NASDAQ's in play, sometimes Bitcoin is in play, and you've got to really shift yourself towards where the market is really moving. Now, to say that this is going to reverse itself and sell off, you can't say that yet. Okay, there's no confirmation of that. So it's still strong, but it's not breaking out higher. Okay, so my focus is the Dow on the upside to trade that on the upside because it is trending upwards. Now, if we jump back to the Forex symbols, looking at the USD CAD, just below its right there at resistance level, previous resistance level, subsequent support. If you could look at that right there, that's actually a very important level, 2,900, 129. If we do break that on the downside, we could see it back in this 128 area. So that's something to consider if we get that later today. Okay, especially if we get those numbers and they're positive. Now, across the board, like I mentioned earlier, the dollar got weaker, excuse me. And if we look at the USD ZAR, trading at 1431 below our 1450 support level. And if we do break this 14 level, we could see it back into the low 14s, maybe even high 13 area. Okay, that's not unprecedented, especially since we've had such a run up before against the dollar. And then jumping to the Aussie dollar, same story, 72.43. We're looking at a daily chart, so you really can't see the effect of that rally. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. You can see that a little bit clearer. And so this has also been very strong, but the real, the real leader of the pack is GBP USD. So I'd look for the GBP to give me some sort of direction if it's going to falter a little bit or if it's going to change its direction. That's something to consider. So this is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.